Is selecting many people from years past to serve in his administration, and it looks like, well, a return to the Clinton era.
The time has come to build a new majority.
The time for change has come. Change is coming to America.
Barack Obama promised change to Washington in the way it conducts business. And while campaigning for votes, he even promised not to bring in the same, quote, Washington players.
I am running because I believe the real gamble in this election is playing the same Washington game with the same Washington players and expecting a different result. That's a risk we cannot afford to take.
But it seems President-elect Obama is not standing by his stump speeches. In fact, he's bringing in a lot of familiar faces from years past, especially from the Clinton era. I guess the more things change, the more they stay the same. So are these politicians really the faces of change that Obama was talking about? One can clearly see that the Clintons, they're making their comeback. The list of names that Obama has tapped to serve in his administration reads like a who's who from the Clinton era. But let's break it down even more, starting with the president-elect's transition team. Obama was quick to select John Podesta to oversee this important task. Does his name sound familiar? Well, it should. He was President Bill Clinton's former chief of staff. But he wasn't the only Clintonite picked for the top spots on Obama's transition team. According to the Politico, 31 of the 47 people on the transition team have ties to the Clinton administration. And now we move on to the White House. Just hours after he clinched the presidency, Barack Obama announced that former Clinton policy advisor, Illinois Congressman Rahm Emanuel, was his top pick for chief of staff. Emanuel, another longtime colleague of the Clintons, served as the director of finance for Bill Clinton's 1992 presidential campaign. He also served as a top White House advisor under President Clinton through 1998. Now Emanuel heads back to the White House in one of Obama's top positions. Another name that's drawing a lot of attention for his Clinton roots is Greg Craig. Obama named the D.C. lawyer his chief counsel. Craig, like many others, has a long history of ties to the Clinton family. The Washington Post reports that he's been a longtime advisor to both Bill and Hillary. Craig even served as President Bill Clinton's lead attorney during the 1998 impeachment proceedings.
My name is Greg Craig, and I'm special counsel to the president.
Well, it seems the Clinton ties weren't enough for Obama. He actually needed a real Clinton on his staff. So he recruited Senator Hillary Rodham Clinton as his Secretary of State. They were once bitter rivals on the campaign trail.
I'm a little disappointed when I start hearing the exact same talking points coming out of my Democratic colleague, Hillary Clinton. She knows better. She knows better. Shame on her.
I am not going to stand here and see this campaign polluted by the kind of misleading, discredited, and false attacks. Shame on you, Barack Obama.
But now the once political rivals seem to be singing a very different tune.
I have known Hillary Clinton as a friend, a colleague, a source of counsel, and a tough campaign opponent. I am proud that she will be our next Secretary of State.
Mr. President-elect, thank you for this honor. I will give this assignment, your administration, and our country my all.
Another former political rival turned ally is New Mexico Governor Bill Richardson. He is Barack Obama's top choice for the next Commerce Secretary. Back in March, Governor Richardson was put in an awkward position when he turned his back on his longtime friends, the Clintons, and supported Barack Obama as the Democratic nominee. But guess what? He's another Clintonite returning to Washington. In 1996, President Bill Clinton named Richardson as the UN ambassador. 2 years later, Richardson was asked by President Clinton to become the energy secretary, and he served in that post from 1998 to 2001. Want yet another example? Well, let's look at who he named to be his attorney general. That's Eric Holder. Like Richardson, Holder's ties to the Clintons are just as intimate.
Eric Holder has the talent and commitment to succeed as Attorney General from his first day on the job.
In 1993, President Bill Clinton nominated Holder to be a U.S. attorney for the District of Columbia, and just 4 years later, he was appointed Clinton's Deputy Attorney General. Holder is perhaps best known for his role in Clinton's controversial pardon of billionaire financier Mark Rich. He was also involved in other controversial pardons involving the FALN, and then, of course, there was the Elian Gonzalez issue that he wholeheartedly supported. President-elect Obama recently was asked why he was nominating so many familiar faces to his administration when he ran on a platform of change.
What we are going to do is combine experience with fresh thinking. But understand where the vision for change comes from first and foremost. It comes from me. That's my job.
But this is what the American people were promised when they cried and then voted for change? It appears that President-elect Obama's definition of change, well, may just really mean we're kind of more of the same.